Today we're going to show you some basic knowledge of crocheting, including how to hold the yarn, how to hold the hook, and how to crochet a magic ring. The yarn we're using today is 7-cent beginner yarn. It's not easy to split when crocheting, and also very easy to see the stitches. We can use 3mm to 5mm crochet hook. You can choose the right one you like. We also need stitch marker to mark some important position. Okay, first of all, let's show you how to hold the yarn. Hold the yarn on your left hand. Spread fingers. Wrap the yarn around the little finger. Then over the ring and middle fingers. Go around behind the index finger, then pinch the yarn with your thumb and middle finger. Hold tight for the yarn. Not very loose. You can control the tightness of this yarn. And now, we're going to show you how to make a magic ring. So we use right hand help make a small circle. Then again, pinch the circle with your thumb and middle finger. This is how the magic ring starts. And then we're going to crochet around this ring. Left hand yarn, right hand hook. Stick the hook through the ring. Hook the yarn. Pull it out of the big ring. Each round start with a chain stitch. Rotate the hook from left of the yarn. Hook the yarn and pull it through the loop. This is the chain stitch. And then for the first loop, we crochet 6 single crochet stitch. Let's show you how to crochet the first one. There's one loop on the hook. We stick it through the big circle of this ring. Then rotate the hook from top to back. Pull the yarn out of the big circle. Then there are 2 loops on the hook. And we put the hook on top of this yarn. Then from the left to the back. Pull the yarn out, through the 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so we finished the first single crochet stitch. The first single crochet stitch is really important. So we're going to mark it with a stitch marker. We use the stitch marker like this. The mark also helps a lot when we want to count the stitches. Let's continue the left single crochet stitches. In the first loop, we need 6 single crochet stitches. Pull the yarn out. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Then the hook pulls from the left and back of the yarn. Then through both loops. This is the second single crochet stitch. And then we move on to the third one. then backwards from the top of the yarn. Pull the yarn out. Then hook the yarn from the left side. Pull the yarn through the 2 loops. This is the 3rd one. Continue to the 4th one. Fourth single crochet stitch completed. Then the 5th, and the 6th. So we finish all 6 single crochet stitches for the first round. Let's count. Thanks for the help of the stitch marker. It's very easy to count the stitches. Now we're going to finish the first round. Pull the yarn a little longer. We need to tighten this yarn. But don't pull too hard. Don't break the yarn. It's better not have hole in the middle. To make your doll more pretty. Okay, so we've made a semicircle. Now we're going to deal with the end of the first round. We need a slip stitch to complete each lap. Stick to the position where the marker ends. We can take the marks off first. Then put the hook through. Then hook the yarn. Out the first loop. And then the second loop. Slip stitch complete. Put the marker back. Still the same position, because the first single crochet stitch of the second round also need this position. In this way, we have formed a circle of the magic ring. And now we're going to move on to the second lap. We start with a chain stitch. And we put this marker here. Then start the first single crochet stitch of the second round. Take the marker off. We can also see the stitch very clearly. Put the hook through this stitch. Rotate the hook back from above. Then pull the yarn. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Then hook the yarn from the back. Pull the yarn out from the 2 loops. This is the first single crochet stitch of the second round. Let's use a stitch marker to mark the position of the single stitch. The second round pattern is an increased stitch in each stitch. An increase is crochet 2 single crochet stitches in the same hole. We just finished the first single stitch. Let's go ahead for the second one. Stick the hook through this stitch. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Pull the yarn through the 2 loops. We can see there are 2 single crochet stitches in one hole. This is an increased stitch. In the second round, we have to complete 6 increased stitches. So we have completed the 6 increased stitches for the second round. Each increased stitch is 2 stitches. So let's count the second round. There should be a total of 12 stitches. That's right, we had 12 stitches in the second lap. Now let's deal with the end of the second round. Now we're going to knit slip stitch. Stick hook to the position marked by the marker. Then hook the yarn through both loops. So it's a perfect circle. And then we put marker back. We're going to start the third loop. Start with a chain stitch. Start from the position where the marker mark. The pattern of the third round is 1 single crochet stitch and then 1 increased stitch. We're going to crochet a single stitch here and an increased stitch here.